Okay, so for this assignment, I chose to look at the boys and girls basketball team throughout the year. I thought that they'd be one that has more away games than a football team would have, than a softball team would have, just based on the schedule um, being about 20 games. Actually, it's like 18 before you reach the playoffs. So you have to think that there's 8, 9 away games plus tournaments. So you're looking at anywhere from 10 to 12 away games. Um, in the Maryville School District, we pay bus drivers 53 cents a mile, um, and the driver makes about $12.56 per trip. So I kind of put together what I think that, like, the places that we normally go, how far they are. Like I said, I counted in some tournament games too, because that's on the road 3 times. Most of the time it's 3 times that you're away. Then obviously you have to double the miles because you got to go there and back. And so then I obviously took all of those miles times 53 cents, took it times 2. Then I added the fee of $12.56 per driver. Then I added up the totals at the end. And to me, it's kind of crazy how much you pay. That was just for one sport, and a lot of schools have, 10 to 12 sports. But then when you look at it and you break down, like, each kid that's being on that bus, the coaches that are on that bus, who they travel, you have to think to the school district. It's really not that much, I guess, considering who all you're transporting. Now, it is a little bit different if you're taking like a tennis team who has anywhere from sometimes 5 to 6 people, or a golf team that could have 5, and you're taking them a long ways away. Then obviously that's a little bit more expensive. So when I broke it down, basically what I have here is the boys had 3, 6. I gave them 10 away games. So that's counting one tournament. We play a couple schools that are in St. Joe, which is about 45 miles away from us. So round trip, it's 90. Cameron, Missouri, Smithfield, Missouri, they're both about 70 to 80 miles away. So you're looking at 150 miles round trip. And then the tournament that we normally play is in Cameron, Missouri. So that's 150 miles for 3 different times. So if you break those down, the total miles that you're on the road is 1,146. So when you break all of that down and you add up the total, that's about $732 that the boys basketball team is costing, I guess you would say, the school district to be transported from the game, or from the school to the game and back. Like I said, if you take $732 divided by what can be 30 kids, 40 kids on a bus with 3 coaches, that's not that bad, considering you're going to 10 games. It'd be a little bit less than like $4 a person. So the girls, then, they always play a tournament in St. Joe, so you're going 90 miles each way. They also go up to Nebraska, so like Falls City, Nebraska, and Auburn, Nebraska. That's about 150 miles round trip, 120 miles round trip. Also, they have gone to Blue Springs before, which is 234 miles round trip. So when you add that up, I had their total at being roughly like $860. And once again, you take 30 girls. Now, it's not always going to be that. Sometimes it'll be varsity only or freshman only. So it's not quite as bad. But if you take those 2 sports together, and that's for a 3-sport season, if you count wrestling, really, that's like $1,600 just between 2 sports. And that's not counting, districts, and not counting playoffs. If they make it all the way to state, then some of those numbers could be almost doubled, probably, as far as you would go. Things of that nature. My biggest realization of all this is that's 2 sports out of 10. So you're taking $1,500. That's a fifth. Could be like a fifth of your money, to where you could pay, I don't know, $8,000-9,000 of bus fares to the school system, or to the bus system that your school rents from. So that's one thing that, when you talk about budgets and things, I never really thought, hey, I'm going to have to take X amount of money, put it away. This is for the buses only. That shows how important it is to get in your bus times on time, how far it is, calculate what the mileage looks like. So then if a game gets dropped or you add a game, you got to go in, you got to add that to it, because, like I said, all that money just adds up. So that's what I did. I chose boys, girls, and basketball because I think that they would probably be on the road the most. It's the longest season by far. So like I said, biggest takeaway for me is that's 2 out of 10 to 12 sports. So when you think about it, that actually turns into quite a bit of money.